Many police officers believe that the uniform gives them some special power to make up their own laws and abuse citizens. Today we're talking about such officers who went too far, but karma caught up with them very quickly, and some of them even got fired in the process. So let's go. On March 4th, 2022, Officer Michael McMaster of the Paulding County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a suspicious person attempting to break into a vehicle. The description of the suspect was someone wearing a hoodie and a backpack. Shortly after the call, Officer McMaster arrived at the location and spotted Tyler Canaris walking along the roadside. Tyler, who was simply wearing a hoodie and a backpack, apparently perfectly fit the description given by the dispatch. The officer arrested the guy on the spot without even engaging in a conversation as to what was happening. I get it that he asked the man for his ID for an investigation, but just because someone is wearing a sweatshirt and carrying a backpack, it doesn't automatically make them a suspect. I mean, lots of people rock hoodies and backpacks, don't we? Arresting them all just based on that would be quite a stretch, don't you think? It was obvious that Tyler was extremely confused as to why the policeman was handcuffing him without asking a single question. Without explanation, Officer McMaster took his phone and removed his backpack. And of course, Tyler continued to ask why he was being arrested and what was going on. He wanted to at least get a chance to explain that he had, in fact, not been trying to break into anyone's car. However, what Officer McMaster did next makes this arrest completely out of control. The officer wrapped both arms around Tyler from behind, picked him up, and then slammed him to the ground. Tyler started to scream because Officer McMaster might have broken a bone or hurt him more seriously. The video does not actually show how the suspect hit the ground, but you can simply hear that he was in immense pain.
These your hands out of your pockets. Turn up your chains, baby.
Excuse me?
You're being detained, bud. Don't take your backpack off. Take your backpack off.
Excuse me, what am I doing?
Take your backpack off.
Can you explain what this
Before
is
you go on the ground, take your backpack off.
I'm going to get picked up for work.
Come on. Since we want to play this game.
Sir,
Put your hands behind your back.
this is my phone.
Put it down.
Can you tell me what's going on?
Just put your hands behind your back before you end up on the ground.
I'm trying to drop my phone. Hello? Are you telling me what this is about?
You're being detained for a minute. You're matching the description of someone trying to break into people's cars.
I'm not breaking anyone's car. Sir! I'm just going to work.
Get my back.
I'm just going to work.
You've done that.
Tyler found himself sprawled out on the ground, tears streaming down his face. He kept pleading, hoping one of these cops would fill him in on why he was being arrested. But Officer McMaster had his own version of events ready for Tyler. He claimed that he was about to explain the details of the arrest, but Tyler, understandably upset, wasn't having it. Now, on top of the physical confrontation, Officer McMaster slapped an obstructing police charge on Tyler. How? It's baffling how someone can be charged with obstructing the police when it's the officer that didn't even bother to have a conversation with him. In addition to physically escalating the situation, Officer McMaster committed several other offenses that evening. A police officer is supposed to explain the legal basis when making an arrest or approaching someone, introduce themselves, and then state the reason for their actions. Officer McMaster did none of that, opting instead to slap on the handcuffs without uttering a single word, not to mention forcefully throwing him helplessly to the ground.
Pick up a word, please.
921 now.
Please help me.
Shut the up. Get up.
I'm going to work.
Air traffic pardon.
Help. Help.
Shut the up, dude. Get up.
Help.
We're 95, 1 minute.
Help. Help.
Male backpack, right? Yep.
Please, I'm going to work.
Where are you?
I'm going to work.
Are you on camera breaking in the car?
No, I just came right down to help.
I bet you are.
He lives right up there. What did I do wrong?
Hey, 348.
Please, I just came from work.
Well, you're under arrest for obstruction, at least.
How? I literally just
You didn't want to.
That's
You
how.
didn't want to listen. Put your hands behind your back. That's simple. Then I told you you're going to end up on the ground. You still didn't do that.
I wasn't-
Then your ass ended up on the ground, didn't it?
I wasn't trying to.
You wasn't trying to.
I wasn't
How old are you?
trying to, please.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
You're older than me. Act like a man.
I'm just trying to get to work. I'm seriously not trying to do anything, please.
After the incident, Tyler took legal action by filing a federal lawsuit on September 22, 2023. The lawsuit alleges civil rights violations and seeks unspecified damages for physical and mental pain, loss of enjoyment of life, and emotional distress. Tyler's medical bills from the incident amounted to over $73,000. Despite the incident occurring on March of 2022, it took a whole year for the department to take action against Officer McMaster. Ultimately, he was terminated. As for Officer McMaster's feelings about the situation, well, it's hard to say. Remorse might not be in his vocabulary, given the inflated ego he displayed that night. What's crucial, though, is that he faced the consequences that he deserved in the end.
Broken on the day of birth, you got 9-5 of 89.
Really?
Car parts.
I got my other headphone in my ear. Please come on. I'm just trying to get my life back together.
Car.
The first name is Chris. It's not
Can you
Christopher.
please call my dad, please?
How old are you, 29? I'm not calling your
Yes.
dad.
What?
I'm not calling your dad. You're 29. You're older than me. I ain't
No,
calling.
come on, please. I'm just trying to get to work. I
You can go in the back of my car. Come on. He needs to be checking
I'm
out
really just
Metro.
trying to get to work.
Are they on the way or?
No, not yet. I'll call him. I said, put your hands behind your back, being detained.
What do you say?
What? No. What is this about? And I was like, dude, I'll explain in just a minute. Hey, Paul, we're 10-4. Go and start Metro for my 95.
Holding 880 satisfied.
925, 122, 10-4. Then start Metro for R95.
You got a light on you?
Jeff Gray found himself in Moultrie, Georgia on July 3, 2019, doing what many Americans love to do, exercise his freedom of speech. He stood on a public sidewalk with a sign that humorously criticized City Hall. Jeff, equipped with both his Apple Watch and video camera, was ready to make a statement. City Manager Pete Dillard decided to step out and have a chat with Jeff about his sign. Clearly not a fan of the slightly spicy content of the sign, Pete seemed to forget that the Constitution has Jeff's back when it comes to freedom of speech. Just because Pete wasn't a fan doesn't mean Jeff's rights evaporate. To add to the mix, a female officer joined the scene, probably wondering why there was such a big fuss over a single sign.
Just expressing my right to free speech the day before Independence Day. To be critical of City Hall.
What?
To be critical of City Hall. Expressing my free speech right to be critical of government.
Well, what? Anything in particular?
No, not really.
Well, isn't that kind of a vulgar way of doing it?
It sure is. Absolutely. And who are you with the city?
I'm the city manager.
Oh, city manager. Okay. Well, nice to meet you.
But I mean, no particular issue with City Hall?
Just expressing my right to free speech. That's all. The day before Independence Day.
It's really vulgar.
How you doing, officer?
Yeah,
I agree. It is. I'm good.
What's going on here?
Expressing my right to free speech the day before Independence Day, to be critical of the government.
Why is that?
Expressing my right. Free speech. Free speech.
Show me around.
Okay.
My name is Jeff, by the way.
Hey, my name is Corporal Brittany Johnson with Motor Police Department.
All right.
Have you done proper things to be able to do this?
What do I need to do?
We have a 1050 bid.
What do I need to do?
You can't just stand out here with the sign like this.
Why not?
Huh?
Why is that?
Because you have to sign a...
43 Central being around.
Woo, Lordy.
I can't hear you over your radio.
You have to get like a, what is it, petition?
You have a outdoor permit from the city clerk.
You have to do something like that.
Pete and the policewoman decided to team up, asserting that Jeff needed a license to wield such a sign. That was a direct challenge to his rights as a citizen. Little did they know, Jeff was well aware that there were some not-so-great cops out there, and he was prepared to stand his ground and protect his rights at any cost.
So that's why I have to get an outdoor permit from the city
I don't know
clerk.
if you want to pay just to stand outside with a sign.
Can you go ahead and go in there and get one for me?
Sure, you can do it. Just go in, go upstairs, and the city clerk will take care of it.
Okay. I'd rather not do that. I'm just going to go ahead and stand out here.
the female officer got a little too bold, deciding to question Jeff about where he lived, which was completely irrelevant to her or the situation. She insisted that Jeff needed a permit to stand and hold a sign, or he'd have to leave. Has she even heard of freedom of movement and speech? The guy wasn't doing anything wrong. He was just exercising his rights in a public space. However, the F City Hall on the sign seemed to be the issue. The officer then gave Jeff an ultimatum that sounded more like a threat, saying that she'd call her supervisor to check if he could hold the sign without a license. If he said no, she threatened to handcuff him. It's just amusing that they still think a license is needed for such trivial matters. When Jeff asked for the supervisor's name, the officer claimed that she didn't have to provide that information. Perhaps a quick brush up on the law would help her to understand that she does need to identify herself and her supervisor.
Stand out here with the sign.
No, that's what we can't do. You cannot just stand out here with that sign. Either you're going to do it the right way, or we'll have to take
Oh, I'm not going to go do it.
measures to,
This is my constitutionally protected right of free speech.
Okay.
And you've been put on notice about that. This is the most basic, fundamental, and well-established right that we as Americans have. It's none of your business where I live.
So do you live here?
It's none of your business where I live.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, well, let me tell you what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to call my lieutenant. I'm going to ask him what are my steps that I need to do in order to get this done. And if he tells me that I can lock you up based off of this information, then that's what we're going to do, okay?
So you're threatening to have me locked up if you're lieutenant?
I'm not threatening anything. I'm just telling you what can happen due to you expressing.
What is your lieutenant's name? What is your lieutenant's name?
I don't have to tell you that.
I'd just like to know so I could talk to him too, or she.
Well, she's going to call him and talk to him, and then if it goes further, you can talk to him then.
Okay.
I'll get him to come over here.
That'd be great. Yeah,
Okay.
meet him, talk to him in person.
I'm just disappointed somebody would be that vulgar.
Well, I'm disappointed in you guys that you would come out here and harass a person for free speech.
Fortunately for Jeff, the female officer called a supervisor to the scene. Despite probably expecting Jeff to be intimidated and give up his rights, that just didn't happen. Pete approached Jeff again, expressing disbelief at someone being so vulgar. However, Jeff had his own grievances. He felt that these vulgar words were minor compared to what City Hall deserves, considering its perceived everyday theft and exploitation of citizens.
That's harassment?
That seems like
Are you
it.
so fragile that that's harassment?
Are you so fragile that you don't like the word fuck?
I'm a decent person.
Are you offended by it?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you are.
Well, good.
I hope it offends you good and well.
Well, I'm always offended that somebody's vulgar.
I'm offended at what you guys do.
We've degraded to that level.
I hate that you guys have degraded to do what you do in City Hall every day, stealing from the citizens, robbing from the citizens. You tell me. You know what you
rob
do.
from the citizens.
You know what you do. Anyway, I'm just.
Pete tried to justify himself by claiming that they were not robbing citizens, but taking care of them. Yeah, right. Anyway, Jeff continued to tease them while they waited for their supervisor, and he was doing a splendid job. Pete and the female officer took offense at every provocation or sarcastic remark from Jeff. It was the same when he told them that their parents must be so proud of them. Pete immediately fired back, suggesting that Jeff's parents must be more proud of him than they were. Well, at least he wasn't holding a vulgar sign. Then he tried to throw a jab at Jeff by saying that he must be the type of person who certainly couldn't be married.
Don't tell me.
I'm not going to get into a
Because
discussion.
you don't know.
All right. I don't live here, so I don't know. But it's none of my. You know better than I do.
But I do know, and we don't rob from the citizen. But you don't know, and you make an accusation like
Well,
that.
a lot of people have been driving by. 90% of the people have been driving by say, "Yeah, City Hall."
Of course they do. People love
the city manager.
somebody. Yeah, that's right.
City manager too,
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them.
and
said,
the police too.
yeah,
And her.
that's really trashy. That's very trashy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Parents would be real disappointed.
I'm sure your parents are real proud of you too.
Well, they'd be more proud than somebody standing around with a vulgar sign.
Yeah. At least I'm not a scumbag city official.
Say that
At
again.
least I'm not a scumbag city official. City manager.
Well, you're not qualified to be, I'm sure.
Oh, you think so? Well, you don't know anything about me. You don't know anything
I
about
know
me.
anybody that would do that can't be much.
Okay, right.
You won't believe it, but more police came as backup because of a man who was not a threat to anyone and who was just holding a little protest in the name of freedom of speech. At least Pete was aware that Jeff had a right to free speech. It would be hypocritical on his part to do otherwise, given that he has always expressed his opinion. However, the female officer was a whole new level of ignorance. She completely ignored the constitutional rights that this citizen had and even called for backup as if the man was a threat to her. Jeff then told Pete that if he was so important, such as as the city manager, he had every right to atone now for all the stupid things he said and to order the cops to back off. Of course, Pete wanted Jeff to be wrong, so he told him that he was always on the side of the law and he didn't want to do that.
That you won't stand up for my civil rights and tell these guys to back off as a city manager. I'm giving you the opportunity to do that right now. Stand up and listen to me. You're the city manager? Listen to me. You're the city manager? Tell these guys to stand down and back off.
I will tell they will follow the law, the city ordinance, and I don't interfere with that.
Jeff ended up being arrested, not for protesting, but for using profanity. Police officers get too offended when someone insults them or their authority. However, Jeff decided not to resist arrest. Even though he had to put down his phone, he had his Apple smartwatch on, which recorded everything. Jeff was smart, and he knew that anything he did now could be used against him. Jeff ended up suing Pete from the city hall, as well as all the police officers involved in his arrest, for violating his constitutional rights as an American citizen, and was awarded $10,000 in damages.
What's going on?
I just talked with my lieutenant, and I told him that you were out here having a great debate with our city mayor. And he told me we're not finna have that kind of stuff go on in the city of Moultrie. So you put your sign down, turn around, and place your hands.
Okay, I'll leave then.
No, you're gonna place your hands behind your back. You're being locked up for disorderly conduct.
For disorderly conduct?
Yes, place your hands behind your back.
All right.
If we can't do it the right way, we'll do it our way.
Okay, I'm right. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just a little big. I'm a little big.
Can you put these in front?
You need a double cup?
Nah, he'll be alright. He's not gonna fight.
No, sir, I'm not fighting. I will not resist.
Lieutenant Cox said take us to the county jail.
Yep.
Lieutenant Cox said that?
Yes.
Okay.
Now we do have a city ordinance about vulgar language. Okay. It's well within your rights to have your protests and all that, but the language is an issue. That's where it's at.
Yeah, I'm not answering any further questions. I will advise you guys to make sure you double check with this, because right now you're in violation of my civil rights.
I'm really not.
Two guys thought it would be fun to shoot scenes for their amateur film right in front of the police station, exercising their constitutional rights. One of the cops on duty immediately treated it like it was a security breach, sauntering over to the guys to inquire about their activities. He asserted that he got a call from a fellow officer who complained about feeling harassed by these two and found them quite suspicious. Now, did the cop manage to convince his colleague? Well, that didn't quite pan out as expected.
What are you doing?
Sounds like you got a call.
Like a film or something? You guys doing a school project or something?
No, not a school project. It's all independent film that we're doing.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Sounds good.
Can I get your name and badge number?
Ricardo Gonzalez. Badge 1031.
Thank you.
Question.
Hey, did you get a call about us?
I did.
Why?
Just at the police headquarters and you're filming, that's all.
Is there something wrong?
Not that I can tell.
Then how come you approached us?
I just told you because I got a call.
But still, that's no reason to approach us. We're not doing nothing. We're not doing nothing wrong. But we're not doing nothing wrong.
Did I say you were?
But how come you guys don't call the caller and say, "Hey, man, there's nothing wrong here"? So
I haven't got that far yet. I just got here. Once I get done here, I'll tell them.
She's right there. If you want, you can. Yeah. You can get out and tell her if you want, man. That look good on you.
When I'm done, I will.
All right. Well, we'll wait. You mind go ahead and letting her know now?
I will.
How come you shook her no?
I will.
Okay. All right.
Then a policewoman shows up, insisting that the guys are suspicious, and in her mind, that's basically a crime. Suspicion equals crime for her, it seems. At least she knew the drill when asked for her name and badge number, but beyond that, her reasoning didn't make much sense. She claimed a citizen had complained about these guys, but why on earth would citizens be bothered by someone filming in front of a police station? When the guys mentioned that they were just doing their thing as regular taxpayers, that was the final straw for this policewoman. Cops like their independence and authority, so probably none of them would admit to being public servants.
Suspicious of crime?
I'm sorry?
Is suspicious a crime?
I didn't accuse of a crime.
No, I'm asking you.
No, it's not.
Okay, so why are you guys approaching us?
You already asked me that. And
I'm asking you.
It's not a valid answer, miss.
Can I get your name and badge number?
Absolutely. My name's Officer Marquez and my badge number is 1411. By asking you what you're doing here, how is that a
Yeah. Like, what are we doing wrong for you to ask us? You shouldn't even approach us.
I do when somebody makes up a call.
No. It doesn't work that way.
It does. You don't know how it works, so I'm trying.
No,
to
I do know how it works, ma'am.
When people call other citizens, when they make a call, it's my job to come over here. But
What are we doing? You're dismissed. You can leave now. You can leave.
so can you.
You're gonna leave before us.
This is all public sidewalk.
You're gonna leave before us.
You two seem to think that.
You need to leave.
That miss, then go ask her right now. Why are you going up to us like as if we're doing something wrong? Go ask the female.
Because the call with cameras.
What's wrong with cameras?
What's wrong with cameras pointing at people on
Nobody
public
says
people?
you're doing anything.
So
wrong.
why approach us? Why are you approaching us?
You're dismissed also.
Get out of here. Kick rocks. This is our place.
Okay, to get your job, then I'm gonna wait until you get your next call. So
You work for me. Remember that.
I don't work.
Yeah,
for
you
Let's
do.
work for both of
Yes,
us,
you
actually.
do.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you. Oh, you're gonna get educated, ma'am.
Just as much as I work
Let me
for
let you know you're going on
I work for
YouTube.
the-
You're
okay.
gonna be a big star.
Perfect. So just as much
Perfect.
as you think I work for you, I work for the other people
You work for me.
that live in the city
You're
of Fresno
dismissed.
who pay taxes.
You're dismissed.
Because you don't
You're
want to do-
dismissed.
You're standing in the ramp.
You're dismissed.
You're standing in the ramp.
This is the ramp.
You're not going to
The sidewalk. Oh, trust me, you're gonna leave before. You're gonna leave before us.
So the cops decided to call for backup because of these guys chilling on the sidewalk in front of a police station. But these guys were well aware of their rights and took it upon themselves to school all the officers who approached them. One of the backup cops claimed that they had to ensure the safety of their colleagues, as if two dudes just hanging out posed a serious threat. The real irony is that those two should be the ones feeling a bit uneasy, surrounded by so many armed officers. Despite the odds, the guys managed to outsmart the officers, and in that moment, the cops had no choice but to retreat, hop back into their cars, and drive away with their tails between their legs.
We're both recording each other.
Yeah. What's going on?
What are you guys doing?
What are we doing?
Okay, but you gotta understand.
We don't answer questions.
Okay, let me just tell you something. For our officer safety and our employees here, we want to know why you're doing that.
We don't have to tell you.
Okay, well, we're not going to go any further than here.
What do you mean further? This is the sidewalk, man.
We're going to go that way because employees are working here.
Oh, you guys are the dirty cops.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna obstruct.
Hey, man, you guys are gonna look good on YouTube. Trust me. Trust me. You guys are gonna look good on YouTube. Hey, guys, we're gonna go to part 2. These guys. I'm glad you guys had us come over here because yeah, these cops, they need to be educated.
What's the purpose of this? You guys just get it recording police.
That's none of your business, man.
Okay. What's the purpose of this? You got police.
That's none of your business, man.
Okay.
We have a right not to answer your questions.
That's all you need to know. Thank you.
You're just recording on a public.
You guys need to know, man. What's wrong with you guys?
There's nothing wrong, or else I wouldn't be wearing a camera.
Get the hell out of here, then. What's wrong with you? I don't know. I don't understand why you're approaching us.
You guys can record on the sidewalk all you want. Just do not interfere with police in an argument. Okay? Do not obstruct officers coming in and out.
Check it out. You guys work for us, man. You understand that?
I work for the city of Fresno.
You work for us. We're the people. We're the people.
Absolutely.
All right. Come with us. Come with some respect.
You guys can stay there all you want.
I did respect
We do this shit. We do this shit for a living. And you guys are the ones we get rid of. Trust me.
Your name and badge number?
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You're cocky, ain't
Thank
you?
you.
You're cocky, ain't
I'm
you?
knowledgeable, you're not.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Right there.
Thank
You both
you.
are dismissed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Stay right where you're
Kick
at.
rocks. You're dismissed. I told you you're gonna leave before us.
Didn't we tell you?
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Yeah.